Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Dalton, Adult2095, coming with another Transformers Legacy video, and surprisingly, got him certainly earlier than I expected. We've got Jhiaxus, the Voyager class for this wave, or at least one of them. The only one I'm picking up. Because the other one is just a repack of Siege Soundwave minus the schmutz. So, anyways, here he is, showing off that jet mode. Really awesome artwork there of Jhiaxus. Now, this is my second one. I do have one right here out of packaging. This one is going to be signed by Simon Furman at BotCon, because he's the one who created the character and came up with the name due to, Hasbro or one of the two, Marvel or Hasbro, coming up to him saying, all right, we're cutting you guys to 12 issues, and basically as a response, he came up with Jhiaxus, as in, like canceling us, accident us, cutting us short. So yeah, that's how to pronounce his name, is Jhiaxus. So the more you know, I guess. So, and they've got him here as a Decepticon. I'm not sure if he was a Decepticon. I heard somewhere that he was also like a non-aligned faction called the Cybertrons or Cybertronians, basically trying to reunify Cybertron back to its glory days, I guess. But yeah, I haven't read the G2 comics. I really want to at some point. But here he is. He's got his two weapons here. Now, the larger or the smaller weapon is pretty much a clone of the larger one. Some details are changed, however. But you got the pump there, and that's been changed around down here. It's got the same tubing and markings. Same tube there. Back end is pretty much the same. So it's just a smaller version of the bigger rifle blaster, but it is molded in the smoky translucent plastic and painted with this gunmetal gray, and it actually looks pretty good for one of these translucent weapons. Like, I don't mind it too much. It's just really thin plastic, and I'm afraid it's going to end up breaking sooner rather than later. So looking at this one, it is cast all in red plastic, and it's very dense too, so it's just a solid piece. Need more weapons like this. We really need to go back to spring-loaded weapons too. But looking at Jhiaxus himself, I will do a comparison between Megatron and Prime. Hang on. Here in just a moment, but getting them stood up here. Let's see. He is a fairly large Voyager. So let me go ahead and get Megatron and Prime. So there he is with Megatron and Prime, and yeah, he is just a little bit taller, and yes, I am aware, unfortunately, the legs on my G2 Megatron have discolored. I don't know what's going on with Hasbro. I really hope that the same doesn't happen with this one. It might have been the lighting that this one was in before moving, but I'm not sure. I'm just really bummed out about that, so I might try to get another G2 Megatron down the line. But yeah, I mean, he is quite the tall Voyager class figure. He does, he's not too hefty, but he's not super light either, like some of the others have been lately. My main concern, like I said, is the longevity of this white plastic. And it's not even fully white. It's kind of a bone white, not quite as bad as Ape Face, more towards Snapdragon. But just even then, a little bit better than that. So, but over details, you got the nice kind of yellowy green face with the green eyes there. A little tubing on his chin strap, or just, I guess it's supposed to kind of like a beard. You got his either sensor array or rocket launcher here. That does come off, and I will show that in jet mode. Silver here on the shins with all these wires and tubing. Some of that yellow here as well. Like, all this is white plastic, just paint, except for the winglets here. All this is the same white plastic, just painted in this really pretty, like, not like pretty as in like good looking, just kind of shiny yellow, kind of mustard color. But they did try to get the accurate details for the torso here. I wish they could have done some like really thin pin lining around this cockpit piece. But still looks really good. You got his wings back here, and he cleans up fairly well. Like, still a little bit of details, even though it's all hollowed out. And speaking of hollowness, only the real noticeable bits on him that are hollow are the back of his hips here. And those are mostly hidden by the legs themselves, so yeah, fairly solid dude. I mean, bottoms of the fists are hollow, but that's not even a big deal. Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, really expressive. Get all the way up at the shoulder, all the way back. The wings do kind of get in the way of the 360, but it's not a big deal. I don't need them to go crazy. Out to here. Now, again, I do not like this type of shoulder joint. I wish the joint was inside the actual shoulder itself, because I don't like it. I didn't like it with Hot Rod. I didn't like it with Blur. Just stop doing this, Hasbro. You do get a bicep swivel, well over 90 degrees at the elbow, which I like that. Rotates at the wrist, and his fists are articulated like the Earthrise Prime. And of course, Studio Series Hot Rod, where they can open and close. He can hold the matrix if you want him to. Waist is on a swivel, 360. Get all the way out to there at the hip, so pretty good there. Forward, and good amount back. I think that's fine back, but good amount forward. You do get a thigh swivel. Well over 90 at the knee, so you can use that joint to its advantage. Up and down a little bit at the foot, mostly do the transformation, and you get a good ankle tilt out of it. So, transformation-wise, well, actually, I'll go ahead and show, oh yeah, transformation. And I'll show something going back. So, go ahead and open this section up. Bring that down just for the time being. Flip the head. Now I like to flip it around and down so you don't see his face through the cockpit. And bring this whole section up. Rotate that in, and we'll go ahead and take it out. It is on a 5mm port. So port there, and then it's got this little notch right there. It goes into the array or launcher itself. Flip out the nose cone, flip that piece in, straighten that out, fold down the back. There's your cockpit and most of your fuselage. Open up the forearms, fold in the fist, close that up, open, fold in, close. Close this section up. Make sure the shoulders are tabbed together. Just like that. Just bring that up and out of the way. From here, we'll bring this whole section down, fold in the feet, up, bring this whole section forward. It's on a double hinge, so just get that back to there. Actually, first, I want to flip this piece around, rotate the waist. I keep forgetting that. Make sure this exhaust port plugs into the bottom of the foot. So thing here, fold this around, make sure that's straightened out. Fold it up and around. Those will tab together. We'll not bring them up like this so we can fold down the back panel here. There's these tabs. They will slot right into there. Kind of got to wedge them in, then tab. Now these little winglets, just fold them away. Then from here, we'll rotate these down. They're also on a double hinge. But there we go. There's two slots, two tabs. And it's probably just easier to do them separately. There we go. Down. There we go. Now for the wings, I want to bring this section up like that. Then this lower section up and around. There is a slot right here in the middle of the wing and this little tab here that the winglets would press up against. So unfold the wing and then just tab that in. So we want that at kind of an angle. bring that around, open around, tab in, make sure everything's all together. And there we have Jhiaxus in his Cybertronian jet mode. It is a very interesting jet. It's got, this is the biggest problem here, is the wings on the bottom. If they figure out something to do with these and fill this out, I think a lot of people wouldn't be too upset by this, but overall, I just think it's neat. It's something different for Cybertronian modes. As far as weapon storage, we'll take this little piece from the shoulder launcher or whatever. That will plug onto there. And you just plug it in backwards into that port. There he's got that. And then this one you can just plug in at the bottom of the nose here. So he's got a nose-mounted weapon. And there you go, he's fairly symmetrical now. Now, one thing I like to do as far as this mode, just to make it a little bit more cohesive for me, is fold these up as if we're going to robot mode, and then flip the little winglets out to work as little rear stabilizers, and gives him a full-on jet model. I think a lot of us are used to having the wings and the tails at the back instead of just the wing right there in the back. So these thrusters are blast effect compatible, so we can do that and whoosh them around. Looks pretty good. So getting back into robot mode is fairly simple. I mean, it's just the reverse. So go ahead and fold these wings up. Go ahead and bring out the winglets here for his legs. Untab the arms. Bring those up. And from here, untab the legs and bring them out. Come on. Trying to there we go. Untab, bring that out. Fold this section up. And just straighten out, untab these from the exhaust or thrusters, whatever you want to call them. And just straighten everything out. Fold out the foot before you straighten everything. Close up that fin for the panel, so it fills out his leg. Close that, bring out the foot. Oh, wrong way. Collapse it this way. Rotate the panel around there. Rotate the waist. Bring out the arms. Now, from here, you can go ahead and leave this in there. There is a way to do it since we took off the front piece. So you can just go ahead and fold that in. Okay, maybe we gotta open that first before folding the arms back. So like I said, you can totally leave that off. It's totally up to you, but I like keeping it folded out just so I have everything where it needs to be. So there we go. Then fold this back panel back up onto his back like that. Flip out the hands. Then we'll take this thing, put it there, and just give him his weapons. So there we have Jhiaxus back in robot mode, ready to fulfill his plans, because he is a very plan-oriented individual. Does not like things going against his plans. He is not very improvisationable. He's not good at improvising. So, yeah, not very one to think on his feet, but he is one to follow a strict plan. And if he doesn't follow that plan, he gets very pissed off. One thing I also kind of like to do, kind of like having the wings pointing down. For some reason, that just looks better to me. Maybe I'm thinking too much of the IDW. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep him like that because that's how he was packaged. So, yeah, I really enjoy this figure. It was a surprise hit for me. Like, I was going to get him regardless, but I did not think I was going to enjoy him as much as I do. He's quite posable. He looks great sitting on Starscream's throne. He looks different. Like, this is something I've been wanting. Like, new versions of characters, and finally to have a Jhiaxus that looks the part instead of this guy cosplaying as Starscream. Or Starscream cosplaying as this guy. I just not a fan. So yeah, like I said, I'm actually surprised how good this guy turned out. Looking forward to see what else is down the pipeline for Legacy and the years to come from Transformers and Hasbro. Just please give us some new characters, some different takes on characters. This was refreshing to get just finally an accurate version of Jhiaxus. Just a strange character, really strange colors. Oh, not really strange, but just a unique color scheme, especially for a Decepticon or, Decepticon type of character. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out all the other links down below. Check out all my other Legacy stuff, and let me know what you think of Jhiaxus. Are you getting them? Have you got them? Do you enjoy the figure? Do you enjoy the character? And yeah, let me know if I got anything wrong with his character. I know I'm not the best when it comes to some of these obscure characters, but I try to do what I can as far as research on them. But yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.